random.
Did you give her a couple of Benadryl?
I gave her one like 30 minutes ago.
You can go milligram per pound safely.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give her the one, and she says it's not bothering her, but
you always want to go as little as possible.
I gave her one like
and the other thing is
ago.
How old is this daughter?
She's 10.
She's 10. Okay. So there's another thing. Looks like hives. It's called roseola, also known as slap face disease. You get red, hivey looking breakout, and it can itch, but it may not. But it's kind of like I had it as a kid. It doesn't last very long, but it's kind of
Is it just like an allergy like hives? It's just a different name, or is it like you get a fever and stuff?
No, let me look it up. It's been so long. But
medical advice here on the Media Virus Podcast, guys. We are broadcasting. Is this where we want to
go? Just give me a
no.
Help her out real quick before we start the show. I just remember as a kid having it, and it was one of those. It happens.
She's been eating a lot more chocolate than she usually does, and I'm wondering what if now she's picked up an allergy to chocolate, because that chocolate does cause hives.
Roseola is a generally mild infection that usually affects children by age 2. It occasionally affects adults. Roseola is common in most children that have been infected with roseola by the time they enter kindergarten. Common strains. It's 2 very common strains of a herpes virus that cause it. And you get a little bit of a rash and maybe a few days of fever. And the fever may be super mild.
No, she doesn't have fever or anything.
Typically not serious unless the fever spikes and you get complications that way.
Okay.
Bed rest, fluids, and medications to reduce the fever.
Okay.
But it's like one of those things. It just happens.
Yeah. I'm not too concerned, but I'm just like,
keep an eye on it at least for the fever.
What's happening? Yeah. I'm going to call her doctor in the morning because it's not like an emergency. So I'm going to wait till the morning and call. She's not bothered by it either. It's not really itching her that much, which is good, but
sounds like the herp.
I'm a mom, so I'm concerned.
Sounds like the herp.
No, I think it might be hives, but I'm gonna bring that up to the doctor too, just to rule that out to be safe. But there's no fever or anything, so I don't know.
It's the herp.
Herp.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast, Secret Service says guys who can't get laid are a rising threat in the U.S. Man jailed after mom takes his pot brownies to her card game at the Wrinkle Ranch. And Senator Mike Braun, the douche nozzle from Indiana, claims that he was confused when he seemed to say that the issue of interracial marriage should be left to the states, essentially disagreeing with 1967's Loving versus Virginia. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us. With executive producer Mike Latoris. We'll do an intro, we'll do an outro, and then do our wrap. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
And the Scorpion Goddess.
I'm a Scorpio, but secretive. I just don't say a lot of shit.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Matty Rockdeath.
I had no, but I was, I kind of wanted to, and whoa, that's new.
Hot damn, do we have a fucking show for you people this week? I am Matty Rockdeath. This is the Media Virus Podcast. The BBC correspondent is out on location. We do maybe expect a phone call or a check-in from him later on this evening to tell us what type of, what do you want? Go away. Go lay down. Go lay down. Fucking dog. I just started yelling, so she came. She's like, oh, man, he's got to want me to come hang out with him. The BBC correspondent is doing something else. So we do have a skeleton crew. I'm not going to make any. I'm not going to make the London Bridge joke or the threesome tonight. I'm going to be a little more respectful than that.
Right, because we thought she was dead last week.
Well,
because she didn't show up for the show.
No, she didn't even say anything. It's just, like,
I mean,
she just decided that it was like okay to not.
You did the show from the hospital.
That's right.
I was here mere hours after a cholecystectomy.
How bad is that now?
And through COVID, a cholecystectomy, that's when they take your gallbladder out.
Oh shit. So you had your gallbladder removed.
And hours later came and did the show.
Like a fucking pro.
It was like 20 some hours, but still, I was here.
Yeah.
Like I had an organ removed.
I was in the hospital fighting for both life and limb.
Literally.
Fighting, yeah.
Separate fucking fights.
That's right. But but fighting for life and limb. Did the show.
Yep.
On time. Twice. That's right. Twice. I had more equipment brought in the second time. So do you want to convey to the people at home why you betrayed them?
Why it was so important that you couldn't.
What was so important that you had to leave our dozens of fans Julietless?
You still have 10 fingers and 10 toes?
Yes, I do.
All your major organs intact?
Yes.
You weren't in a major medical facility locked down without your device?
No.
See, Stanley's missed the show before, and he's missing it again tonight. He's an essential worker. He's a medical professional. He is a healthcare provider. When he's not here, he's off saving somebody's life.
And I would venture to say, Mike, that this is the first time that Stanley has known he was going to miss the show and didn't have something prepared in the can.
That's true.
And I think we actually have some shit that, like, we've got stuff that hasn't been played yet.
I might be able to pick something up.
There is Stanley content, like, just ready to go because he's not going to be here. Everybody knows it, and this was honestly dropping the ball on our part. We could have said, "Hey, Stan, you gotta have something. You gotta have something for it." So, what is it that you were doing there, Juliet?
I was watching my daughter get her hair done for 10 hours.
For 10 hours.
Nine, because there was a break in between a few of them. But yeah, she was getting her hair done. Very important.
Let me ask you this: Did you take pictures throughout the process?
No.
Did you take pictures at all during?
Not during, no, but after.
No.
I took photos.
Did you post anything to Facebook during? Did you swipe Instagram during? Did you have your fucking phone? Did you have your phone sitting there?
Yeah.
Where you could have given us live updates of your little girl's hair braid. That would have been interesting.
The only reason why I didn't is because I know things on the show can get a little inappropriate, and I didn't want that to happen while I had.
You think
her
that
around.
we would behave inappropriately
around
a child?
No.
Knowing?
No.
Well, you're wrong. We would.
No, you wouldn't.
You probably made a good call there. I'm going to be honest, but I'm still upset.
I once said to an 11-year-old, looked her right in the face, and I said, "You're not going to be able to grow the fuck up until you learn to hate those that are different than you."
Wow.
Well, originally her hair was only supposed to take 4 to 5 hours, so I would have been able to get there on the show on time, but That did not happen. And the time ended up doubling, and me and the girl doing her hair did not expect that to happen either. So
What was there a miscommunication
sorry.
about how much hair she has, or
No, she knew how much hair we were going to be adding,
so she
but
didn't know how
she
fast?
ended up doing smaller sections of the braids instead of the bigger ones because it was my daughter's first time getting hair installed, and she didn't want it to be too much where it would be heavy for her because she's not used to it. So the
Right.
smaller the braids, the less installation happens, so it wouldn't be as heavy.
Are you okay if we show this picture from behind of the result?
Yeah, you can show it. Yeah.
Because
I mean, if you're gonna miss the show, we might as well make it content.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is why she missed the show. I mean, they weren't using, like, she didn't have to put her finger out and hold the little knot or anything like when you tie a bow. She wasn't operating any heavy machinery that assisted in this process.
Can you zoom in on this a little bit? It's very like look how tight those knots are.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like even like her scalp is very like it's very dream weaver-ish or a dream catcher-ish.
Yeah, there's a definite pattern going on there.
Yeah, very cool. All right,
Yeah.
well, I guess that's a perfectly valid reason to miss the show.
I still don't agree with that, but
I'm a little bit more forgiving than Mike is.
yeah.
And
I mean,
I had to learn, listen, and there's other projects, bands. People know me as a tyrant. People know me as get the fucking band practice. I don't want your shit. Like, this is what we do. And if you're gonna do it, you do it my fucking way. And I haven't been that way with this project, but I'm glad that somebody is.
We've had that unspoken thing though, like where we dare each other to not be on the show. Like,
hey, oh, you're going to Jamaica? Are you?
Right. Like, I think the first time was I tripped one night coming up the steps.
Yeah.
And Matt actually noticed that I got up to go to take a leak. He actually noticed that I was limping away, and he's like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I tripped coming up the steps, messed my knee up. Like, dude. So, like, from then on, it became like, who could come to the show in the worst shape?
That's right. So far, I'm winning. So what's the first thing on the agenda this evening, Mike? What are we talking about?
Well, I think we'll get into our top three, just like I typically do. And tonight, incels are a rising threat in the U.S., according to the Secret Service. Some behavioral themes identified include concerning online content, a history of being bullied, and financial instability. A new U.S. Secret Service report details a rising threat from men who identify as involuntary celibates, or incels, due to their inability to form intimate relationships with women. Or, for you people who don't understand big words, dudes that can't get laid.
Ah, good. I'm glad you broke it down because I tuned out after those big words were said.
Yeah, well, all right, let me mansplain. The question here is...
Oh, good. Please mansplain it to me.
No, but
during Women's History Month. I need that.
Fuck. I meant, God damn it. I had it in my head that I was going to, in honor of Women's History Month, I was going to eat an Arby's beef and cheese.
Oh, that's so gross.
We can do that next week.
But I stopped at McDonald's and once again got the Big Mac with extra cheese and extra sauce. And
I listened. I heard you guys talking about McDonald's from last week. I listened to it while I was driving past McDonald's, and you guys started talking about the damn brain fart, the sandwich with the 3 pieces of bread. What the fuck
Big
is
Mac.
it called? Big Mac. I was gonna say McBag. Yeah, Big Mac.
The McBag. All right, give me a McBag meal with an extra ketchup, with extra haggis.
Yeah, and Big Daddy was saying he flips his the other way around because the
Yeah,
sauce is on one
Doesn't like
side.
the extra bread.
I was watching an interview with Bert Kirshner, and he'll get a Big Mac, and he'll get 4 cheeseburgers, and he'll take the bottom bun off, and he does what he calls taco it, because
Ew.
that's less carbs. I'm like, that's still a Big Mac and 4 cheeseburgers, dude.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could back. Like, one thing I learned from my weight loss journey, and well, you might not know this. I used to weigh 400 pounds. I was a big dude. And one of the things I learned from my weight loss journey is that your stomach is a muscle. And if you train your stomach, it will get in shape. So if you, let's say, fast for 3 days, drink water. If you're big and full of water, that's not going to hurt you 3 days without a meal. It's not going to hurt you one fucking bit. And your stomach's going to get real tight. And then maybe, you, instead of, gorging yourself, because one of the ways I lost weight is I stopped eating other people's food. How did we get on?
All right, let's just stop there. That's tip number 1. We'll drop in for another tip shortly.
But dudes that can't get laid, which I can't understand, because how bad you got to be to not get any girls?
Well, let's see what the Secret Service has to say. The report released on Tuesday and prepared by the National Threat Assessment Center, NTAC, highlights behavioral threat assessment themes identified in years of research examining targeted violence. Themes include concerning and threatening communications, concerning online content, chronic and acute stressors, elicited concern in others, interpersonal difficulties, history of being bullied, financial instability, failed life aspirations, and lack of consequences. As a case study, the Secret Service examined a 2018 shooting at a yoga class in Tallahassee, Florida, in which a man killed 2 women and wounded 6. The attacker was motivated to carry out violence by his inability to develop or maintain relationships with women, along with his perception of women's societal power over men, the report said. The gunman, 40-year-old Scott Paul Beerley. We'll go with Beerley. Exhibited numerous warning signs, including a history of inappropriate and criminal behavior toward women and girls. Steve Driscoll, a lead research specialist at NTAC, said during his teen years, the attacker was accused of stalking his classmates, and he wrote stories that centered around violent themes. One of those stories was 81 pages long.
Okay, we figured out why he can't get laid.
Yeah.
We figured that part out. That's a bad idea.
Long and involved the protagonist murdering several girls before committing suicide. The female characters in the story that were killed represented the attacker's actual classmates from his high school, but he slightly changed names in his writing. So yeah, I'd say these guys are dangerous. Another incident. Oh wait, yeah.
When I was in high school, I wrote 2 short stories. One was called Nightmare on Sesame Street.
Oh my God.
And basically Big Bird went around, just murdering people in really graphic ways. The other one was Nick Hammer and Flash. Now, Nick Hammer, you guys know, like the cop on the edge or the shady detective has always had a special place in my heart. So Nick Hammer and Flash. So Nick Hammer was a detective who couldn't have a partner. Flash was his CI, but was always, you're right, like Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. And these were the 2 short stories that I wrote. And there was a short story about how a major in the army went into the bathroom and whilst taking a shit transformed into Ike Turner.
Tina, come here.
But that's also when I wrote I rewrote What's Love Got to Do with It?
Okay.
I just want to make sure everybody's listening.
Yes.
Yeah. Why's I got to beat on me? Why's I got to smack on me around? Why's I got to beat on me? Who needs an arm when an arm can be broken?
Another incident examined in the report is the 2014 killings in Santa Barbara, California, in which a 22-year-old Elliot Roger killed 6 people and injured 14. Before the attacks, Roger lamented his inability to find a girlfriend and documented his contempt for women.
I can't get pussy!
The report also cites the 2020 murder of the son of a U.S. District Court judge, Esther Salas, who was killed by 72-year-old Roy Den Hollander, a self-described anti-feminist lawyer who believed manhood is in serious jeopardy in America.
Well,
Yawn.
goddamn, if he ain't right, preach on, bro.
So I think
You know, every God-fearing American with fucking 2 guns in the King James Bible knows that we don't need to be teaching science in the classroom. Hallelujah!
I think what we're what the Secret Service is driving at here is if you don't want to get killed at your yoga class, you might want to bang that guy that you thought maybe you wouldn't bang.
Oh, blame the victim.
Right. That's terrible advice.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to get these guys off.
Mike, that's my job to blame the victim.
I'm sorry. Move on.
That's okay. Like, the weirdest dudes in my high school had girlfriends.
Right?
Like
Loving
you say-
relationship. Like,
when you say weird, like what kind of weird?
Like
when I say weird, I mean the
Get
gambit
laid.
of weird. I mean the dude who like kind of looked like Bill Gates with the bowl cut, like it. You know,
So
after
one-
the bowl cut, or the the dude that had the pocket protector and the fucking thick rimmed glasses, like that guy was in my high school, like, and he had a girlfriend. Like, she wasn't a looker, but he had a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like there
So,
was
like,
one dude.
nerdy.
There was one dude that like wore wolf t-shirts and would habitually deep throat his pen.
Oh, he sounds
Like,
great.
He would be like, and he smelled bad because he didn't shower often. But he would sit there. I was an economics class, this kid, and he would literally like sit there and just shove his pen like down his throat and then pull it back out, like
With his wolf shirt on.
with his. Well, here's the thing. I went to Catholic school, so he would be wearing like a dingy, like a white shirt that had been washed but not well. Okay. Some frazzled tie, and underneath of that white shirt was the wolf t-shirt. So you could kind of see through the dress shirt and see the wolf shirt. And he never really managed to get the buttons in line. Like,
Are you still in contact with him? Because we should have him on
no,
the show.
I haven't thought about this dude, and I'm not saying his name on purpose. I want to say his name so fucking bad because it's such a fucking weird name. He was very hairy. He was a very hairy dude. He had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend. He drove a Chevette.
Hey, back up.
No, I want no.
I had a good buddy that
No. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not shitting on it. The drip was real because he drove a Chevette. Both him and his girlfriend referred to the car as the Vet.
The Vet, yeah.
I don't know. It's in the back of the Vet.
That's very common among Chevette drivers.
Absolutely. But to get your girlfriend to go along with that, like it's not. We're talking about a high school. He was a senior. She was like a junior. There wasn't even that big. Like, it wasn't like, oh, he was a senior and she was like an early freshman. Like, she was 12. No, she was like roughly, a comparable age, a Romeo and Juliet, between that 2 years difference in high school that you just kind of go again.
No grooming happened, basically, is what you're saying. Like, she legitimately was like, I like this guy.
Now she worked on she lived on a horse farm, and always kind of smelled like manure. The point
okay,
was,
there you go. She smelled, and she lived with horses, and he wore his wolf shirts, and he smelled bad, and they rode in the vet together.
that's the point that I'm trying to make is that
somebody for everybody.
and I went to I didn't go to a public school. There was thousands and I was a graduating class of I think 300, man. You know what I mean? It wasn't a big school, and there was somebody for everybody. And all you gotta kind of do is open yourself up, maybe lower your expectations. Like if you're a 3, you're not gonna bang a 9. You know what I mean? Like I learned early on that even the sluts wouldn't fuck me. I had to.
You had to impress them some other way.
No, I always had to dedicate my life to, no, I love you, too.
I want to know if he still wears wolf shirts, because whenever I see people in those shirts, I always am like,
He wore turquoise jewelry.
Oh. Is he Native American?
No.
Because he wears the wolf shirts. And
he had one of the most threatening.
Was he one of those white guys who was like, my great grandmother was a Cherokee princess?
No, when you hear one of those names, according to his name, he was probably the most Italian motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
What the hell?
I mean, honestly, just pure.
I want to see his
first
Facebook.
And last name.
Can we find it?
I don't. Again, I'm not, because I'm shitting on the guy. I don't want to be fucking.
This was a Catholic school?
Yeah, Holy Cross High School in Delran, New Jersey.
You went to school with Father Guido Sarducci, didn't you?
No, but when I went to the priest at Holy Cross, his name was Father Vic, and he was from South America. I forget what country he was from, but he sounded exactly like Marvin the Martian. Imagine Marvin the Martian giving mass. Hello, our Father, who art in heaven.
In the name of the Father, the Son.
Yep.
Yeah, that's more of his voice.
And my P-38 space modulator.
That's right. That's right.
Christ modulator.
But yeah.
Christ modulator.
You should do the rest of the show in that voice.
The disciplinarian at that school, I was on a first name basis with. He was a very short stature, very leathery skin, gravel voice.
He didn't use lotion.
He was married.
Matt, I'm going to need you to come into my office.
Jesus Christ. And that's what his wife sounded like. His wife worked there too. His wife was a teacher that I never had, but I always got in trouble with.
Oh, God.
Because
Matt, go to my husband's office right now.
So for an entire year, my locker was right outside of her classroom. And my friend Mike Rivera and I used to sing the Body Count lyrics. Because Body Count, the album Body Count had just come out. Body Count lyrics just constantly. And
Matthew, I'm going to have you go to my
you can't be using that language in the hallways. Why do you think I want to hear that?
Go down.
He's like, he would be the most pissed. He's like, you use that language in front of my wife. I didn't know. The door was open. I was like, listen, it didn't dawn on me. He's like, you're a dumbass, ain't you? I'm like, yeah, you know that.
Why would you say those things in front of my wife?
One April Fool's Day, it happened to be over spring break, Easter break. Somebody opened up a can of mayonnaise, stuck it in my locker, and then my girlfriend at the time filled my locker with her mother's underwear.
Oh, God.
And I didn't know who did it. And when I got to school, I like stormed into the disciplinarian's office and I slammed his shit down. And he looks up at me. He's like, "What do you want?" I just put mayonnaise and panties on the man's desk.
You had a good spring break, huh,
Moldy. You know how mayonnaise gets that clear film?
Yeah.
It was mostly that clear film. It had been in my locker all week. It was a particularly hot. It was a particularly hot spring. So
April's off to a good start, huh, Matt?
So he looks at me and goes, I'm like, somebody fucking put these. He's like, I didn't say that. I was like, somebody put the stuff in my locker. He's like, so one of your asshole friends was an asshole. What do you want me to do about it?
Oh my God.
What do you think? I'm some kind of magician? I can't change that.
You know which asshole friend it was? But my mistake was then taking a pair of those panties, going into the men's bathroom right across where my study hall was, put them up into the paper towel dispenser. so that when you hit the button, these huge panties came out. Except I didn't plan on for the next person to be using the bathroom to be Mr. Tosto, the least cool English teacher there fucking ever was. Because my friend Ed counted down how long it took Mr. Tosto to get from that bathroom, because he came out with the panties in his hand, shaking. He's like, "God damn it!" He's like, and he comes out, he's running. Do you know what Mr. Tosto reminds me of? Or who reminds me of that I thought immediately? Mutual acquaintance of ours, Marsh. That's who, when we originally met him, that haircut. That's the kind of haircut he had.
Right. The high and tight.
Yeah. And he like literally counted down. And then because I had just slammed these panties down on the disciplinarian's desk, he knew exactly who put them in the fucking. So Ed is Dan's counting down. His name is Dan Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. Dan Sheeran. His name was Dan Sheeran. We used to call him Milkman because he listened to the Dead Milkman all the time. Anyway, and he was like, he counts down. It starts from 10. He's like 10, 9. I'm like, Dan, shut the fuck up. It's study hall. There's nothing to do. He's like, 7. Fuck off, Dan. He gets down to 2, 1, and he fucking points at the fucking speaker, and it comes alive. Soon as that come to my office. Fuck. And my dude, I like every solid and fluid in my body just came out at once. I just like, and I caught attention for that. He laughed his ass off. The disciplinarian's name was Cletus Lynch. He was, and that's not a joke, his name was Cletus. He was laughing the whole time he gave me detention.
You're a funny kid, Sanizak, but I gotta write you on this one.
I gotta write you on this one. I can't
let this one go. But that guy, he deserved the panties in his hand.
He just thought it was clever that I fucking maneuvered it. So he's like, you can do this, but you can't pass algebra.
Yeah. You can put panties in the goddamn hand towel machine, but you can't pass algebra. What's wrong with you? It's like you're retarded.
I've been accused of being retarded many times.
You could actually say it back then.
Well, you took right to me. It didn't matter.
Speaking of retarded, a South Dakota man was sentenced to jail after his mother accidentally served his weed brownies at the senior center.
Yo. So wait, why was he jailed?
A South Dakota man has to spend time in jail after his mother mistakenly served his weed brownies to her senior citizen friends at the local community center. The Associated Press reports that Michael Caranda, 46, has been ordered to spend 60 days in jail after pleading guilty to a felony drug charge. Additionally, Caranda will have to complete 2 years of probation, pay more than $3,400 in court costs and restitution, and write an apology letter to the seniors who got sick from eating his weed brownies.
Oh,
And then
no.
right after that, the sad part of this story is right after that, he's going to go right back to jail for smacking the shit out of his mother. Because as soon as I got out, dude, I'd be like, I'm going to kill you.
At his sentencing,
Who
Caranda
the fuck are you to take my brownies? Like, what? Oh, I'll just take these brownies and give them to the seniors. Fuck off. Those are my brownies. Whether they got pot in them or not, they're my fucking brownies.
At his sentencing, Caranda, who recently resigned from his role as a music teacher at the Bonhomme School District, maintained that he didn't intend for anyone to eat the pot-infused brownies his mother accidentally brought to her senior center.
Well,
I'm
except
really
for him.
sorry, he told the judge. This impacted so many in the community, and I'm sorry for that. So many people got sick, and that wasn't my intention for that to happen. As previously reported, Caranda was arrested on January 5 for possession of a controlled substance after police received several calls about possible poisonings at the Tabor Community Center. After speaking with several of the affected...
Oh, a bunch of fucking crybaby fucking seniors can't take the fucking ride.
Authorities had...
How long have you been alive? You've been given fucking morphine. You know, they used to have a thing called laudanum back in the day where it was alcohol and opium. These fucking seniors today got no balls.
Oh my God.
Caranda admitted to law enforcement that he bought THC butter back from a recent visit to Colorado. After making the brownies, Caranda alleges that he went to bed, at which point his mother unwittingly took the brownies to her card game at the community center. Michael admitted to bringing 1 pound of THC butter to make a pan of brownies and then went to bed. And his mother unknowingly took the brownies.
1 pound of one, like,
Yeah, these are
like, if he used that whole pound, dude, these are bite sized.
No, he used a half pound, but they're still you don't get
that's
a whole brownie.
Jesus. Oh, these brownies, they're so good. Oh.
He told police that the remaining half pound of butter was still at his house.
How much, so how many brownies did he make if he used a half a pound of butter?
A pound, a pan. There's
enough to take to a senior
brownies
center.
Brownies are a very short cake, so there's a lot of grease in it. You know, the baking formula of grease versus sugar versus...
I'm just wondering, how fucked up could you get off of one brownie if you use that much, THC in it? That's what I'm wondering.
Too fucked up.
Those were good brownies.
Those were you eat a sliver. You eat
the first time
bite and see where you get.
The first time I had pot brownies, I knew they were pot brownies, but before I had them, I smoked a blunt, and then I had a brownie, and I was like, oh, now I have the munchies. So I had another one, and then I had another one, and then I smoked a joint, and then I stood up because I was like, oh, I feel good. And then I stood up, and I was like, boom. I was like, oh shit, the whole room is spinning. The TV won't stop moving. I don't feel good. Oh my God. So I walked home with my boyfriend at the time, and we get to his house, and then I lay down. I'm like, everything is spinning. I don't feel good. And he's like, oh, just close your eyes. I'm like, everything is spinning with my fucking eyes closed. I'm not okay right now. And I was like, I think I'm going to throw up. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I had to crawl from the living room to the bathroom, and I started shaking, and then he got scared. So what he does is he wakes up his mom and then his grandmother who's visiting, who's from out of the country. So they whip up some homemade recipe to save me.
Yeah, there's a good idea.
It did help with the shaking.
Let the foreign witch make you a potion. Let's go.
it pretty much fucking worked. It basically consisted of Hennessy and Vicks and some other things, but it did I had to sniff it, and then I had to drink mentholated water or something. I don't know, but it worked. Whatever it was, it fucking worked. And then I laid down, and then I had a hangover for 3 days. And I was like, I'm never eating edibles in my fucking life ever again. So that ruined it for me.
The hangover was not from the pot.
I just gave Ricky the first edible like an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago.
She doesn't
Her
know.
first, like ever.
Her first ever. It's a heavy CBD edible, but it's got a mild amount of THC. For a newbie, it's a nice ride.
Nice.
I've had a handful.
I
I'm sorry?
had like about a year or two ago, I tried edibles again, and they were like these blue raspberry ones, and I had half of one, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of tired, I'm gonna lay down, and then I'm like, I don't really feel anything. That was bullshit. And again, I stand up and I'm like, oh shit, it hit me. And I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I think I'm gonna die. We need to call an ambulance. My husband had to like calm me down. I was like, no, like I'm not okay. I'm not okay right now. I can't. So yeah, me and edibles don't mix well.
Here's
That's
where you went. Here's where you went wrong. You listening?
Yeah.
The edibles wait until you talk shit.
Yes.
The edibles wait until you go, oh, these edibles ain't shit, and then bang!
Bam!
I just said that just to activate. Those words came out of my mouth just to activate what's inside me.
Oh.
What's the last story on this?
Okay, fine. I won't tell my pot story. Fine.
Oh, tell your pot story.
No, I want to know. I was gonna say, what were you gonna say?
Buddy of mine grew, and he brought me some buds, and I sniff them, check them out. Wow, these are great, but they were still wet. Like they were cut and trimmed that day.
Oh wow!
Like wow, this is awesome. But I can't smoke them. So we took one out and we poured a little blue cheese into a bowl, and we took turns dipping and biting, and we just ate the bud. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. Like,
yeah, when it's wet like that, you don't have to
like,
recarb
they were
it.
like fresh cut. I don't know if you're familiar with right off the plant where it's
you
not
can't
bud.
like.
No, I'm not
It's
talking
like birded.
No, I have a friend who her mom owns she has her own weed that she grows, and she's
There you
giving
go.
me some fresh bud.
So like when you get the long one, it's trimmed, but it's like that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
She puts them in like a mason jar for me and gave it to me, and she's like, try this out. It's from my
Okay.
mom's
take one and
garden.
It's like salad.
It's like salad.
Lettuce.
Literally.
But our last story is Senator Braun suggests that interracial marriage should be left to the states to decide. Then he clarifies his remarks. This idiot tries to say that he was confused. Let's get into this. Senator Mike Braun, the Republican idiot from Indiana, suggested Tuesday that the legality of interracial marriage, on which the Supreme Court decided and ruled in 1967, was an issue that should best be left up to individual states to decide. Hours later, however, he issued a statement attempting to clarify his remarks. Braun was fielding questions from reporters in Indiana about the possibility that Roe v. Wade, the high court decision that protects a woman's right to have an abortion, could be overturned later this year by the Supreme Court. The senator said he felt that such a decision would not qualify as judicial activism because he did not agree with the original 1973 ruling. Overturning Roe, Braun argued, would put the country back into a neutral position regarding abortion. This should be something where the expression of the individual states are able to weigh in on these issues through their own legislation, through their own court systems. Quit trying to put the federal government in charge, Braun said.
Hell yeah, fuck the federal government, man.
He was then asked about Supreme Court ruling in Loving versus Virginia, which banned states from enacting laws that restricted interracial marriages. When it comes to issues, you can't have it both ways, Braun responded. When you want diversity to shine within our federal system, there are going to be rules and proceedings that are going to be out of sync, maybe with what other states would do. It's the beauty of the system, which to a degree, that statement outside of it being about loving, I agree with that. You know, there's a lot of things that should be left up to the states. I don't believe that this is one of them. Braun was then asked to confirm whether he meant it would be okay with the Supreme Court leaving the issue of interracial marriage up to the states. Yes, Braun replied. I think that's something. If you're not wanting the Supreme Court to weigh in on issues like that, you're not going to be allowed to have your cake and eat it too.
But I think it should be federally mandated. Every interracial couple that wants to have an abortion should have an abortion.
Early Tuesday evening, Braun issued a statement saying he misunderstood the line of questioning about interracial marriage.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Well, I think he probably did. My guess is he started down that road because he didn't know what Loving versus Virginia was about. Not everybody understand. I mean, it's a big one. It's way out there. Everybody should know.
But it's been since 1967. It's not Roe versus Wade. You say Roe versus Wade, you're abortion.
Yeah,
this is Loving versus Virginia. It doesn't register.
It's a big one, though. It's a big one.
No, yeah,
So
absolutely. It's a big one, but it's not.
He confused the interracial marriage with abortions.
He didn't confuse it, but after he made his comments on abortion, they said, well, what about Loving versus Virginia? And I'm sure they didn't go into detail about, and that was the case that in Virginia, where
they were trying to make him look like an asshole. They were trying to make him look like an asshole.
They were trying to make him look like an asshole, and clearly it didn't take a whole lot.
So he's not against interracial marriages, but he's against women's health.
No, basically what he was saying was, if we get rid of Roe v. Wade and let the states decide, then you can move to a state that thinks the way that you think, and that's the way that it should be. Which
what we should be doing is getting rid of Roe v. Wade and repeal women's suffrage. And then we can all afford to live on one income, take it back to the way it should be, make America great again.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of get what he's trying to say. His argument was that, you know, if we go to this reset where the states get to decide on issues, but I think there's some issues out there that we probably shouldn't let the states decide because they get a little ridiculous.
Well, states are stupid, man. Did you ever fucking go to Florida?
Some of them.
Florida? Yeah. Oh, God.
You ever read an article from a Florida newspaper? I mean, come on. Do you really want
Have you heard of the Florida Man Challenge?
Well, my father was born in Minnesota. He used to tell a tale of Minnesota like it was the land of kings. Like anybody from Minnesota was automatically a saint because they were from fucking Minnesota. And then I started to kind of pay attention, and then Minnesota elected Jesse the Body Ventura as their governor. And I thought to myself, people from Minnesota aren't that fucking smart. Do you want people from Minnesota making decisions? No. You don't want Minnesota making decisions.
That's right. You have to be careful.
I don't know much about Minnesota, but I don't think their education level is top tier. So
what about Colorado? There's a bunch of stoners running around.
Well, they're
all fucking high on something.
There's smart people and stupid people everywhere.
Yeah.
But the fact is, you can look at their senators and see just how smart or stupid they are. Collectively. Well, yeah, because, you know, the majority vote. Well, anyway, that's our last story in the news. So I think we can all agree that Mike Braun, while he was trying to be a little libertarian out there and be on the right side of things, he seems to have made himself look like a complete and total jack-off.
I still don't understand what he was trying to do.
He was basically saying that.
What he was saying was that all states are equal, but some states are more equal than others.
No, he was saying that if Roe is reversed, then it gives us a reset, and each state would then be able to decide whether or not they want to have abortion, which is fine.
Oh, I disagree. I don't think it is.
And what he said beyond that was, they said, well, how about loving? What's your take on loving? If you don't think certain things should be, you know, big things should be, you know, decided at the federal level, what about loving? That one was big. And he said, well, you can't. He was basically saying you can't have your cake and eat it too. So if Roe's big enough, then loving's big enough, and maybe the states should decide that. I don't agree with that. I think there's too many stupid states out there that are going to make it illegal, and then you'd have a bunch of people in jail for no good fucking reason. I think that still exists out there, unfortunately. So I think we kind of do need a federal law to protect that.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things happening right now, especially at Texas.
It's fucking weirdo, man. But let's do this. Let's go. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll do more shit.
More shit.
All right, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break. In the interim, you can get your dial-in finger ready, because when we come back, I'm going to have the phones turned on. You can join us at 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01. Get you right through here to what's left of the infection team, and we will chat with you in between our chats on such wonderful things as nuclear dystopia and who needs Ukraine when you've got a yacht like that?
Oligarchs will oligarch.
They will, and we'll be back right after this.
I would rather be ass raped by a monkey.
Of course, now, Mike, you realize you also have Matty saying that very same thing.
That's Maddie's favorite soundbite.
We went really long, but I thought I was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. That's why I didn't jump in too much.
Guys, I sold out of my books.
You sold out already?
Well, I have
That's
one
awesome.
left. This is the last one I have left. You can't even see it. What the hell? This is the last one I have left that I can sell.
Oh wow!
And that's
Look
it.
at that.
You wrote on all the other ones, didn't you?
No, they are already out to go.
We should give it away as a prize if people call in and play.
Oh,
play
that's
the
a good
game.
idea.
We need some people to call in to
Oh.
play the game because we don't have enough people to play the game. We could run some trivia if somebody called in. That'd be awesome.
That would be. I'm trying to
Uh,
show like these pages, but it's not working. God damn it.
I tried to get staff writer Bill to join us this evening, but
He
The
did.
paper is premium. It's very good paper.
very good paper. I said, this thing's on good paper.
Yeah, I got 32-pound paper.
32 pounds. How about it?
32 pounds. That's how
They
you
don't
know
even-
it's a wicked good book, you guys. You can
You know,
use
the
the good
bags are-
pens on here.
Those wax bags at Dunkin' aren't even 32 pounds.
No, they're not.
They're like
So when you
16
get your
pounds.
Dunk's coffee, you spill it on here, you just wipe it off, and it's good paper. It's a very good paper. Oh shit, that went over the line. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. I remember like a couple months ago, I was telling Connie, I was like, I have this idea and I'm making a journal and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I want to be the one to proofread it.
Yeah,
And
that is
happened.
awesome. That's such an accomplishment
It
to
And you
Yeah.
wrote a book.
I've never done anything like this before. So like when they came in the mail, I was like, oh my God, like I actually, I made this.
But not
I
only
did
did you make it, you sold it. Good job. And,
Yeah.
and you can't like have it printed on demand or run another
I am.
copy.
So the next, I'm having a new batch made. It's just going to be 3 to 4 weeks till I can ship them out to anyone else who buys them.
So you
So,
can
like-
still take orders.
Yeah. When I said sold out, I meant like the first batch I made that I had created had gotten sold out. And I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought maybe like 4 people would buy it and that would be it. That's what I honestly thought was going to happen. But that's not what happened.
Wow, that's cool.
I sold 21 or 22 copies. And then I gave one to my daughter and then one for myself.
Very
And I just
cool.
have this
Very, very
extra one
cool.
right here. So yeah.
All right.
And it's got, oh, sorry. I was just going to say, it has all the, like, it's not just like a random journal. It's got all the transits that happen this entire year at the time it happens, the degree it happens, all of that for the next
Wow.
12 months. So there's a lot
Very.
of like, but it's easy so anyone can understand it. It's not too much information where it's like, oh, I don't understand, this is overwhelming. I did it so anyone could understand like what this means.
Is this something you're going to continue to do throughout the years?
I think that, yeah, because people really liked it so much. I think I'm going to continue. So like when next year comes around, like the astrological year, I'll have it come out a lot sooner than I did with this one.
Right.
And I'll probably like revamp it a little bit, change a couple things around. But yeah, I think I'm going to continue to keep doing this, and maybe I'll add more pages to put more notes in and stuff like that next time.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's get back to it.
I want to get back to it. I want to blow through the more news segment, and then when we come back in C block, we're going to do Matty's moon report and
Matty's moon,
and then Matty's TikTok nonsense corner, which is making the C block wall to wall Matty.
That's right.
Video back up.
wait, what's wall to wall, Matty?
Get back into it.
This fucking show.
When's your birthday? Oops.
And we're back on the Media Virus Podcast. We're going to get into some more news here. First up on more news, Putin ally warns of nuclear dystopia due to the United States.
Huh?
From London on the 23rd of March, Reuters reports one of Vladimir Putin's closest allies warned the United States on Wednesday that the world could spiral towards a nuclear dystopia if Washington pressed on with what the Kremlin casts as a long-term plot to destroy Russia. Dmitry Medvedev, who was president from 2008 to 2012 and is now deputy secretary of Russia's Security Council, said the United States had conspired to destroy Russia as part of a primitive game since the 1991 downfall of the Soviet Union. It means Russia must be humiliated, limited, shattered, divided, and destroyed. Medvedev, 56, said it in a 550-word statement. The views of Medvedev, once considered to be one of the least hawkish members of Putin's circle, gives an insight into the thinking within the Kremlin as Moscow faces in the biggest confrontation with the West since the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. The United States has repeatedly said that it does not want the collapse of Russia and that its own interests are best served by a prosperous, stable, and open Russia. The State Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment outside of usual business hours. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has killed thousands of people, displaced nearly 10 million, and raised fears of a wider confrontation between Russia and the United States, the world's two biggest nuclear powers. Putin says the operation was necessary because the United States was using Ukraine to threaten Russia, and Moscow had to defend against the genocide of Russian speakers in Ukraine. Ukraine says Putin's claims of genocide are nonsense. It goes on, but basically continues to say the same stuff.
Well, that's a bunch of information.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
basically we're hearing that, nuclear war is going to be a thing. Basically what he said was, hey, Europe, if you want to keep fucking with us, we're not going to come in like we did in Ukraine. We're just going to bomb you. Which, once they start dropping nukes, you know what happens. Especially if it's on a NATO partner, we're kind of obligated.
Yeah, no, it's a chain reaction.
Yep.
I hate war.
Mutual. Oh, you know what? I'm fond of it.
So who needs Ukraine when you've got a luxury yacht? I'll tell you.
I mean, all this shit going on. This is what Putin's doing right now.
So
he's riding on a yacht.
Well,
Yep.
He's got a yacht. He's got a luxury yacht. And boy, is it a luxury yacht. Photos showing the inside of Vladimir Putin's yacht, currently moored in Italy, reveal a lifestyle of luxury and grandeur behind the autocratic Russian president, and his country faces as his country faces severe international economic sanctions due to the ongoing war with Ukraine. The yacht includes excessive features ranging from a gold toilet paper holder in a marble bathroom and a tiled dance floor surrounded by water that can shift below floor level to become a pool.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So here we have the gold toilet
That
paper,
sounds awesome.
right? And here's the dance floor, and that dance floor can be lowered and it becomes a pool.
Whoa.
Pretty
Like the dance floor goes into the water?
Yeah, it sinks down. And you can see on the side there, you can see there's a ladder and there's a couple of hatches. It drops below and then becomes flooded and you swim over it. It's the floor of the pool.
Holy shit.
So here's a picture of it. And I think we can all agree, kind of a badass yacht. It's the big one,
It's like a floating motel
right?
or a floating hotel.
It's big.
Dude, was the Love Boat that big?
Yes. Yeah, this is
The
about
Love Boat.
honestly, this is probably about half the size of the love boat based on
half the size of the fucking Love Boat, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a sizable boat.
Holy shit.
That is a sizable boat.
Hey, baby, you want to see my boat?
I only do sizable boats.
It's hard to swallow the fact that the
show you
most
my
incredible
boat.
ship in the world is owned by a man intent on bombing civilians in Ukraine. This man continued, and it is unimaginable the amount of wealth. The average Russian salary is about $600 per year, and people there are struggling to eat. The mega yacht called
suckers, I have big boat.
The mega yacht called Scheherazade, maybe, named after the character of a Persian queen in Middle Eastern folklore, is estimated to be worth upwards of $700 million, according to Putin opposition leader Alexei Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation, or FBK. Hey, it's got
Anti-corruption.
nice hot tub, right?
Jeez,
Russian
you
people
did.
paid for it. Putin needs his head flushing down that golden throne, an ex-crew member told The Sun. Nice living room. I mean, this is a nice boat. As Russians'
Nice boss.
war on Ukraine continues, there has been increased pressure from Italian officials to crack down on Russian yachts stationed along the country's coastline. U.S. and European officials have been working to seize excessive yachts belonging to Putin's oligarch allies and moored in various NATO countries.
No, everybody in Russia could use my boats. What do you mean? You just got to sign up on the sheets. Everybody gets 1 minute a day. You get 1 minute to go on the boat, you go out on the boat, you get off.
You must make decision. Do you dance or do you swim? You cannot do both. Let's see. What else do we have? Facebook is locking people out of accounts for not activating the protect feature. The two-factor authentication system appears to be glitching. If you're wondering why you can't get into your Facebook account today, the social media giant is locking out some users who were required to activate Facebook Protect with two-factor authentication by March 17th. Turn on Facebook Protect to unlock your account, the notification says. Account locked on March 17th, 2022. We've taken this precaution to keep your account secure while you enable additional security measures. However, some users who had enabled the additional security measures still found themselves locked out of their accounts on Friday. Those who hadn't requested Facebook Protect were also locked out, with some experiencing tech issues in getting a code sent to their phones. Facebook parent company Meta in December announced they'd begin requiring higher-risk users to protect their accounts using two-factor authentication. What exactly makes you a higher-risk user, I wonder?
Oh, when you share needles.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
a friend, one of my friends, has recently posted that he may disappear within the next week or so because he was told he was going to be locked out unless he signed up for the feature, and he decided that two-factor authentication is just too much of a hassle for him to continue on Facebook. It's not that important to him.
I mean, I kind of get that, but like we live in this weird time. Like there used to be a time where, like that, maybe you'd see like an old friend, or you'd go back to your hometown. You might run into somebody, and you could say,
Right.
"Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, great. Let's have a drink. Have a drink, guy. Come on, guy. All right." Now it's like, "Hey, how come you didn't accept my friend request on Facebook?" Well, just get fucked, man. I don't want you in my daily life, but if I see you once in a while, like that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There should be a button for that on Facebook.
There really should be. Just a get fucked, guy. We'll go out for a beer in 15 years.
Yeah, like show me this guy every couple of years.
Yeah. Like, oh, this guy.
Oh, hey man, missed you. How you been?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what's next?
That was really all the more news I had. So I mean, we could jump the
He wants to get into Maddie's moon. That's what he's trying to say.
yeah, we could jump the we could pull that back into the B block if you like. Or we could
That's fine with me. Let's keep going.
All right. So we're gonna keep going. We're not gonna take a break before we do Maddie's moon. So
Speaking of Maddie's moon, let me get into this. I was sexually assaulted today. I was going to have my rapist on, but he refused. I sent him. He used an instrument, which was disturbing. Mike, do you have that picture?
I do. Bear with me just a moment.
No. And the worst part about it is I walked right into it because I go to the studio now because I haven't been driving.
Were you walking backwards?
No. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha. Anyway. So this is a contraption that I devised.
Uh-huh.
Now
I see exactly what it is.
That bolt there.
The quarter 20.
No, that bolt is not a quarter 20. That bolt is a heavier, but it is the bolt that the tripod. I have a tripod head fits on.
Oh, the head goes on that. Okay, so that's
not
the,
it's
not the bottom of the camera. That's the tripod.
No, that's the right. So I have a tripod with a ball head that I put on that, and then I can position the camera really any way I want, and then get a rolling shot.
Right.
He puts this under a fucking cushion on because I have and he did it. I go there every 2 weeks because my foot's all fucked up and I haven't been driving. So instead of going every week and doing one video a week, I go there every 2 weeks and we record 2 videos. And 2 weeks ago, I saw him fucking do this. But when I walked in, he was sitting there, he's talking to me, he's like distracting me. And he doesn't say anything. And I look at this and I wonder why the cushion is sitting up like that. But it looks like it'll go down perfectly well. But anyway, can you zoom in on this? So you can pinch and zoom in on this, right? Is there?
Go ahead.
Okay. Is there a? Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know.
Anyway, you might see a little bit of brown on the end there. I sat, dude, and I have with my diabetes, I suffer from these kind of, you guys have seen me deal with it before, not Juliet, but you have.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with one of those issues at the moment. And I
So-
sat on this. And you know what I didn't do? Stab Bill in the throat.
You've
That's what
you've got a lot of self-control, my friend.
I don't know if it's in the shot that I sent. I didn't mean for it to be. There's some duct tape. There's a screwdriver.
Yeah, like you could have like
But
duct
there
taped
is there.
something and poked him in the neck with a screwdriver.
No, but
Or
there's
light them on fire. There's a lighter
there-
there too.
that's poison. There's poison in that jug there. I wrote that label.
You could have
Yeah,
hit him with your purse.
that's my wife's purse and her keys.
Sure.
But there's also on this countertop is a steak knife, like not a steak knife, like a big butcher, like a 10-inch blade knife
Right.
that Bill likes to play with. He literally, it's one of his toys. And I looked at that for a good 30 seconds because I was like, Bill, I want to cause you harm, and he's laughing.
Like
And
you
I had been anally penetrated through my jeans, and talking about it now is causing me discomfort.
I bet it's causing me a little discomfort.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at this table and I'm seeing zip ties and duct tape and a lighter, and I'm wondering
It's kinky.
what the hell do we do at your job? And
You know what? I was actually talking about this today. Is I want to kind of do it to like a welcome to Full Vine Studios, and have show like how I do things. Because if I were able to turn around and show you what's behind me right now, there is a laundry rack that you would hang things on, where I made a zip tie chain and hung one of those huge pads that you do use for presentations that Bill writes on, and that is our teleprompter.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And to show like how I do the audio, how I do audio for the videos is I set up the camera, because the camera's audio sucks. No matter what you do, if you try to do the audio directly onto the same as the video, it's total shit.
Right.
So I run it to my phone with an iRig, and I take a video with the phone video is of the camera. So I can see exactly when I start recording.
Right.
So that I use the phone video as a lay. I edit right at that point and then lay in the next, and it's usually flawless.
Yeah, I mean they actually sell a device for that. You see it in the movies all the time.
I have one, but this is just as just as easy. And and then I lay the green screen in. Like I have my studio set up that I have two video studios that go on one wall. I turn the camera and lights this way. I have a portrait studio. I turn the camera this way. I have a product studio.
Right.
Like this fucking thing is, but everything is kind of just rigged.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like I have extension cords everywhere.
Actually, it reminds me of this afternoon when I walked in from work. My kitchen is my kitchen. I do the cooking, so my kitchen is set up so it works for my flow. It's not perfect. My kitchen's not big enough. I'd love to have a much bigger kitchen, but I deal with what I've got. But every now and again, my wife gets this idea that I've got a problem that needs to be fixed in the kitchen. This time, the problem was apparently the little strainer that I keep with, where I throw the sponge and the scouring pad and the dish rag and the stuff that's wet that just get it out of my sink while I use the disposal so it can drip through and dry out or whatever, so it doesn't get nasty. Well, she decided this was a problem and I needed a way to better organize those things, which live just on the little corner at the edge of the sink and don't really take up room on my counter, which is kind of big because I don't have a lot of counter space comparatively, and I'd like to have more counter space. So she gets this rack that's about...
She's got a rack.
that's 8 inches wide and 12 inches deep that has to sit farther to the left of the sink to hold all of these things, which means I now have to make an 8 by 12 space where I can actually reach to this thing to use it. So now I have to rearrange this whole end of the counter and the other end of the other counter because the KitchenAid mixer now has to move because it doesn't fit on the counter anymore once I start rearranging. And the toaster's now tucked behind some shit. So if you want toast, it's a fucking production. But I'm using the new rack.
You can put
So-
your KitchenAid stuff, put it in a cabinet so you get more counter space. That's what I do.
Yeah, but then when I go to use that, I got to drag the whole fucking thing out and find a spot to use it. So if it's there, I use it. You know, like it's not something that it's not an occasional thing. Like I will use it fairly frequently. So it's one of those things I use. So
Okay.
it's like, come on, you know,
Mike, Mike,
I've got my
real
flow.
quick.
Don't fix
Mike.
problems I don't have.
Mike, do you use it?
Mike's going on a rant.
Is it something that you use?
Everything that stays on my counter is something I use.
It's something that okay, so you use it.
Definitely.
Okay. I was just because it was unclear as to whether or not
I figured.
you used it.
Oh yeah. It's like when you rearrange the cabinet where all the Tupperware goes. I understand there's a certain way that you can stuff everything together just so.
I just
And
fucking
it
throw it
creates
in
a
there.
whole bunch of space. But then the 92 things that I use are under 50 things that I don't fucking touch ever. And goddamn, I shouldn't have to empty a cabinet to get to the one thing that I use all the time because the spot where it fits is all the way in the fucking back on the bottom.
Hey, not for nothing, but
I think he's irritated about the rack.
I threw a temper tantrum and ripped out the Lazy Susan from in the corner cabinet in my kitchen.
Yeah, I'm
No.
with you. I might do something like that.
And my wife was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. You can fit so much more stuff in there now." I'm like, "Yes, you can," because we have the KitchenAid mixer and we have all this stuff. We don't use it every day, but we use it once in a while. So put it away. Like now we have
like,
this
if you're
huge
not
because
using it, yeah.
right, this cabinet was only good for canned goods, which we didn't use it for. You know, tear that thing out. Now we can fit all kinds of shit in there. Is wow, really good stuff. But and one thing that Bill did today was part of the photo shoot. He went and got an old price gun, and yeah, with the yellow and red stickers.
Yeah, I got one of those at the office.
Needless to say, everything in my fucking office is now priced $9.99. I am my speakers, like I am pissed. Like I'm pissed. And he stuck a knife in like the top of my stereo. You know, the top has air vents, like an old fucking receiver. I'm like, what are you doing? He's just balanced it there. He didn't put it in. He's balanced it, but still, it could.
Yeah.
Like you're an idiot.
I'm glad he didn't call in.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Fuck him.
So,
Hope he's listening.
We were headed for
Matty's moon.
Matty's moon. So
Matty's penetrated moon.
Yeah. Matty's penetrated moon. Which, of course, like I promised, we have a new theme to audition, and here we go. Tell me what you think, Juliet.
Okay.
Sleeping in the garden of your dreams.
Something else you do very well.
That's it.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be a tile
No,
like
that's
after.
That's it.
I think you should add in the end a dial tone like near, so we know it ends. Near.
Well, it stops. That's how you know it ends.
I thought there was more. I like it.
Chop chop. Go.
All right. So Maddie's moon. So this weekend, Maddie's Uranus is meeting up with his moon because they're all in earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn. So this is good. This is going to get Maddie feeling very grounded because he likes when his anus is in his moon because it makes sense. And then later on the 26th, I believe, let me just pull out here. Is it the 26th? Yes, the 26th on Saturday. Mercury and Pluto are going to be having sex. And this is very good for Maddie because this is going to get him feeling kind of devious and a little bit out of his comfort zone.
Huh? I didn't say she was crazy. I said she was fucking goofy. Huh?
I said she was fucking. That's a good one. I always forget about that one.
Thanks.
So he is going to be wanting to, he's probably going to get these really electrified ideas and really lay in on how to plant these seeds to really make something big come out of this. And then we get to the,
you don't want this seed planted.
oh, I think we might. I think it might. I'm intrigued to see what this is going to be. And then when we get to the 27th, Mercury is going to be in Aries. And it's funny, we already talked about his like sexual assault thing because I was going to have a whole butt plug segment for this. And so with Maddie, because Mercury is going to be in Aries, he's going to really now, because of what happened to him earlier, he's really going to want to choose violence. So if you feel something creeping up from behind you, that's probably Maddie with a butt plug trying to shove it up your ass because he's still
dude, let me tell you
excited
something.
about
A butt plug
Uranus.
would be a lot more pleasant than that jagged fucking a jagged screw. And that went through cushion and my jeans. It didn't puncture, but like still, like
Yeah.
you know, I shot up quickly.
I can imagine, yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck do you do, Bill? God damn it. And he's just pissing himself. Just laughing. He's like, and I'm like, oh, he's like, I did that last week. And I was like, oh God. And like, I saw you do it. I saw him do it. I just forgot. Like, oh, it's my own fault. Blame the victim. I was asking for it. God damn it. All right, go ahead. Are we done with that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, Uranus and Taurus meeting up with the moon in Capricorn. So
Wonderful.
Uranus.
Expect to be rammed in the ass again later this week.
Yeah, well, for a long time too, because Uranus has been in Taurus for a long time. So it explains a lot of why he got it up the ass earlier. Since he is a Taurus, you know, it's really highlighting that area for him.
I feel like life's been giving it to me in the ass for a very long time.
Yeah, you can thank Uranus for that one.
Thanks.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna take us to a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna go into the TikTok corner. We've got a lot of great TikToks on deck this week. Plenty to make fun of.
Yes.
Have fun with. So, ladies and gentlemen, join us right after this for Matty's TikTok corner. In the interim, you can give us a shout if you like. It's 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01. We'll be back right after this.
I like that outro. I do.
What am I even saying? Because all I hear is
That's not you.
No,
that's
that is
Doc.
me.
No, that's not
that's Doc. She's saying, I like that outro. I do.
This whole time I thought that was me.
No, I'm actually gonna use you to close the show tonight.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. What am I doing? My nail broke just now, by the way.
It's
Aww.
the same one I've been using. That's smart.
That's smart.
That's smart.
Wicked fucking smart. So what do you want me to say?
Nothing. Keep your mouth shut. He's already got it.
Oh, you already have some written down for me?
No, he's already got the audio recording.
Oh, I'm scared now.
Yes.
That's hot. Okay.
And
Here's a sound.
I've got a couple of clips taken out. I just haven't put anything together yet for the other
That's
stuff.
smart. Do you
Here's
guys
a
ever
sound.
cringe at your
Here-
own voice when you hear yourself talk?
I cringe when you're talking and I'm trying to talk.
Everybody always
So-
says that.
Then shut the fuck up. I mean,
No.
just hang on because I want to give Mike a sound clip. You ready? This is going to be a great sound clip.
Go
I
ahead.
came up with this the other day.
He's gonna fart.
Okay, no. I'm not saying that I masturbate to serial killer documentaries, just that it was on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I thought that was kind of genius.
I like that almost as much as I like. I took it off of here. Damn it.
Sometimes I come like a sprinkler.
No, the one where you're the goats for you.
Oh,
Yeah, that one. That's one of my
the
favorites.
goats for you guys. The other dogs should be.
Something like that.
Maddie, do you know what your birth chart looks like? Because I want to do it. Well, I just want to read it anyways.
I'm sure my mother has done my birth chart.
Do you know the time you were born?
Ooh, I should give you my information from.
Can you? I want
birth-
everyone to send me their birth info because I need to know what I'm working with.
Not next show, but the show after we're actually going to do on my birthday,
Oh, when is it? It's April something.
6th.
April 6th. So let's see if anything's actually happening on your birthday. Let's see.
Are you going to give him a tarot reading for his birthday?
Yeah,
Big Daddy ordered one. Well, Connie ordered one for him.
we're actually going to do Tipsy Tarot on my birthday.
Oh, that'll be.
Oh, that's
I can like direct the reading directly to you. Read your whole fucking life in front of everybody. Details and all. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually do that.
Can you be booked for a private session?
My books are actually technically closed right now, but I can.
Like through
Because
Zoom
I
or
know you.
through FaceTime? No, I meant like for those might be watching the video in the future or watching the video now. They might be interested in getting a reading.
When my books do reopen, yeah, people can book private one-on-one readings with me. They are technically closed right now, but I have been doing personal readings for certain like individuals.
Certain individuals have been doing like that. Like I can't get into it right now. You sound like you're running like the astrology mafia.
I am.
Like I had to whack this guy. He's fucking he's giving me bad tarot cards.
The weird.
So,
vibes you go into.
On the 6th, nothing is really happening, but on the 5th, the day before your birthday, Venus is going to move into Pisces, so that'll be a nice transit. But that's really it. So nothing's really, no major transits on
Hey
your
guys,
birthday.
today I'm going to be doing a cover.
Stop. I wasn't ready for you. All right.
Let's get back into it. Let's get to it.
And we're back on the Media Virus Podcast. We're here in our C block for this show number 72. And here we go. We're going to dive right in to Matty's TikTok Nonsense Corner, otherwise known on our show as Laughing at White People.
You know what's funny, Mike, is the title of this live stream is TMVP Matty Lost Count. I think Mike knows. Let's ask him later.
Well, how about it? Oh, there we go. So I went with the multiple TikToks per page again. That seemed to be a big hit last week.
I love the setup. It's
And we're gonna start with this cover of Drake's Hotline Bling.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a cover of Drake's Hotline Bling. Hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get started. Just got to get the instrumental up.
Yo, ever heard of Jerkmate? You won't last 30 seconds.
You used to call me on my.
They make that moaning extra, and the jerkmate, it's extra loud. Like, why does it have to be that fucking loud?
Yeah.
The worst is when like you start up in the morning, but your phone's still connected to your wife's Bluetooth, and she starts the car. What has it ever happened to you?
Or when
Has never.
Or when you're on the couch and it accidentally streams to the television.
Oh my God. I'm always afraid of that happening. It's like my biggest fear. I'm like, ah. Or like somebody calls in the middle and like you accidentally pick up like a FaceTime. Oh, that's like a fear of mine
worst. Oh, dude. Especially when it's on the TV and it's so loud when they.
Oh, I didn't say turn my camera on yet. This is a game we all like.
Playing a game of whack fuck here.
Whack.
I love baby goats.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I Google videos of baby goats in pajamas.
Yeah. They put
And
them,
Do you really?
Yes, I do actually.
they can't
my
regulate
God.
their own body heat, so they put the pajamas on them so that they don't freeze to death.
Oh, that's so sad and cute.
But fucking dude, goats are such assholes. My mom had a goat. And the neighbor bought a goat right after my mom got the goat, and these goats would not stay in the fucking yard. And like the county came out so many fucking times to yell at us about the fucking goat. It would jump on people's cars and start eating a goat will eat anything.
Yep.
Yeah. I had a goat eat my hair one time.
You know, wait, I actually, speaking of Staff Writer Bill, we started a project called Pedro Eats, which is Bill took a goat through a drive-through. He took and he fed them a Big Mac. Now you can't. A goat shouldn't eat cooked meat or meat, and a goat shouldn't eat onions.
Right.
But
why did he do that?
Because goats are fucking awesome.
So where does one just get a goat to take?
Bill is from a town called Pine Hill, Pennsylvania, and he like his whole family lives there. So although he lives like in the Philadelphia suburbs,
right.
he goes to like, you know, the middle of the state of Pennsylvania, which is where you can find goats. And he has friends. Well, I'm trying to be like, they're fine folk out there. It's, you know, salt of the earth. I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm just saying that's where you'd find a goat that, you know, and you might fall in love with that goat. You might try to start a family with that goat, find it's biologically impossible. So maybe you go to a doctor. The doctor says that would make a freak of nature, but you keep trying. You find some crazy doctor who knows kind of what he's doing. So you make a half goat, a half person hybrid. And then you have.
But to make that happen, you got to go to McDonald's.
Right. You got. So the point of this.
The goat.
The point of the story was, though, this goat, he took it to Burger King. He took it to McDonald's first, and then he took it to Burger King. He took it to Burger King, got an Impossible Whopper. The goat would not eat the Impossible Whopper burger.
That's impossible.
No, the goat would not even look at it as if it were not even remotely food. A goat would not eat the Impossible Whopper. Go look up Pedro Eats. There's only 2 videos.
I've seen YouTube videos of goats eating Hondas.
I told you I had a goat. This goat, I've seen goats eat vinyl siding.
Yeah.
I've seen goats literally like that old adage of tin can. I seen it happen because fuck it. Of course I have a goat and I have a tin can. I'm going to put it out there. That's what happens.
Wow.
We also had chickens, and someday I'll tell you about the slaughter party because that was a good time. Let's get on with the TikToks.
TikToks run a little slow this evening.
It's because Maddie's Uranus.
They're taking a moment to catch up. Here we go.
Nobody's getting drafted. Majority of you are overweight, on drugs, didn't graduate.
You hear that, cool kids? Only fucking nerds are getting drafted, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. We're safe.
Hey, you want to know a fun fact?
Sure.
What's that?
CCI is actually one of my top favorite bands.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love CCI.
That doesn't surprise me. There was a couple of things.
That's me.
I had an idea that maybe we would do like a Juliet Reacts type of thing, where I'll play you some of my favorite bands, and then you just react to it.
Okay,
like you
let's
react
do
to
it.
some of my favorite songs.
That sounds like a fun segment.
I want to do it.
We'll line that up.
We'll line that up. Go ahead.
Let's do it now.
So, well, right now we've got the top 10 pickup lines that are guaranteed to work.
Oh, every time, dude. Every fucking time. All day, every day. Every day. All day, every day. Guaranteed 100%, 60% of the time works every time.
Here's my list of the top 10 pickup lines guaranteed to work every time. Hey girl, did you just fart? Cause you blew me away. Did you sit in a pile of sugar? Cause you have a pretty sweet butt. I may not be Santa, but you can sit on my lap any day. Are you Australian? Because you meet all of my qualifications. Are you thirsty? Because I can give you the Sunny D. Do you work at Little Caesars? Because you're hot and I'm ready. Can I follow you home? Because my parents always told me to follow my dreams. Are you a beaver? Because damn. If girls were boogers, I'd pick you first. Your name Wi-Fi? Because I'm really feeling a connection. Have a good day, beautiful.
I actually like those. Those are funny. That would work, but only because it's funny. That's why it would work for me.
What the fuck is this now?
It's me.
You sent it in. I figured it needed to be in here.
Did I send that? I didn't send anything.
No, Matt did.
Oh, Matt.
Did I send it in?
You guys, I want to pull some cards. We got the Knight of Cups, so we can expect some really nice messages coming in, and we're having this spiritual set tone of this Pisces energy still with us, so we can see there may be a spark of really good intuition, intuitive sight coming in. You may find yourself communicating telepathically to others. We have this Tower card, so there is this emotional shakeup and shift. You can expect the unexpected to happen today and even following into tomorrow. We also have the Four of Cups and Six of Wands. So there may be this place of moving away from the stagnant energy. It's going to be really good to move your body around. Aries is a fire sign, likes to be very energetic and get the body flowing. Release that stagnant energy from this last year and welcome in this new victory.
So, did you notice that she seems to have an entirely different persona when she's not on our show?
Well, like she knows what she's talking about?
Right.
I think that might be what I was pointing out. Like, look how fucking put together his fucking video is.
And she almost wants to be. It's like you're like, oh, maybe she's nice. And nobody ever thought that when she was on our show.
You guys, you don't think I'm nice?
I didn't say that.
If we thought you were nice, you wouldn't be on the show.
I'm really fucking nice, all right? I'm one of the friendliest fucking people you'll ever meet.
I believe you. I fucking believe you. Trust me. I don't trust. Mike and I were talking. I had a conversation with my mother today.
Hi, my name is Will.
It wasn't today, actually. It was a few days ago. But I called. I was talking to my mom. Yeah, all right, and I was calling them to leave the message so I wouldn't forget to talk about it. And then somebody called me and I freaked out. Somebody was calling me in the middle of me trying to leave a message that I had scripted, and I hung up and I said, stream erase this. And then I hung up. But I had a conversation with my niece was there, and we were talking about the show, and my mom goes, Matthew, show I can't handle all that cursing, that language. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I literally have never ever heard my father curse. Not once. But I didn't learn that language from my father, but it was taught to me by a parent. And then the other side of that is what my mother spends her time doing. Like, you have to go in and find a way to turn the volume on the TV down because she's watching old World War II documentaries about, and it's these old like people like recounting the horrors of Auschwitz, like survivors, and they're telling you the story and they're showing you like pictures of of the ovens and stuff. I'm like,
and we had weeks, and we could barely stand up, and we thought, oh, a shower, this would be wonderful. What? Like that's what they sound like. Except there's like music in the background. I didn't have any music. I don't have that sad
music.
Yeah, there's usually like some sad music.
Like some sad music. We need to move on from this because this is bringing up a lot of painful memories. Because my grandfather he died in a concentration camp.
That's terrible.
He fell out of a guard tower. So what's this next TikTok about?
All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Will, and I'm here today to remind you that you should not under any circumstance look at your spider. As we all know, everybody has a spider that has been traveling towards them since the moment they were born. There is, of course, nothing you can do. The spider will find you. If it has found you, do not fret, because remember, your spider is powerless until you look at it. That's right, because of the agreement, the spider is not allowed to attack you until you acknowledge its existence. But remember to remain vigilant. The spider can take many forms, those of loved ones, friends, and family. If you feel like there's something lurking just outside your peripheral vision, remember, that is your spider. Remain calm, keep your head forward, and continue on with the rest of your day. Again, your spider is coming. Your spider will find you, but it'll all be fine. Just don't look at it.
I can't wait to send this to my son.
Am I weird? Because I actually like spiders. I like them. When they're in the house, I like spiders in my house.
No, I keep them around. I'm not like, I don't get like weird, but like I won't kill them because they're eating other bugs, and that means you can stay. Like if
I don't
job
kill
is
anything.
to keep other annoying shit away, you can stay.
Yeah, like if my daughter be like, "Oh my god, there's a spider," I'm like, "Leave it. That's the house spider."
Here's my list of the top 10 pickup lines guaranteed to work every time. Hey girl, did you just fart?
Oh, let's play all of them at once. That's good.
Yeah, that's how my brain works constantly.
Acting a little dumb. Okay, this next one I found while I was to get them. What I do now to make these manageable is I download the TikToks into our Google Drive account so that I can make this show so that I can play them outside of the TikTok website so that I can actually start and stop them.
Yes, I understand.
So on the laptop, you cannot do that.
What are you using it on?
So I have to do that on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I go in and I find the link where it shows up in our list and I open it and it opens TikTok. I do the little save maneuver after I see what it is. But then I have to use the back button like 3 times before I can get back to the sheet, like the spreadsheet, because I can't just pull up the app thing and move back because TikTok actually opens within the spreadsheet app. So I have to use the back button to back out of TikTok. So I usually have to back out of anywhere from 2 to 4.
I just want to fill the audience in. Right now, Mike is making an excuse for something. We don't know what that is yet.
It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's just a little bit of behind the scenes how to. So I end up I see a few TikToks along the way that aren't things that people send in, and that's typically where the TikToks that I bring to the show come from.
Okay.
I found this one. And this one intrigued me because you can see the look on this dude's face. Like, there's certain white folks' music that black people make this face to. because they don't know exactly what's coming on. And as soon as I start this, you're gonna know why this.
Is this? It's money for nothing, right?
It will be. Yes, that's exactly what it is from the
right.
Brothers in Arms album. So if you're familiar with the intro to that song,
it's way too long.
That and you know why his face is this way. So here we go. Now there's a rhythm. Oh, there's a drum line. Yeah, okay, drum line. I'm okay now.
Okay.
It's just like the layering of the I don't know.
Watching him just like his brain connect, like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's music. I get it now. It's not just random noise. It means something. I got it.
I had a black friend in high school, and it was a guy, and he used to call. Well, I used to listen to a lot of metal, and we were talking. He's like, "Yeah, but you listen to that puppy squashing music," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I do."
Yeah, I can't fight you on that one. So here we go. I'm pretty sure this is not puppy squashing music.
We got two.
You're playing the.
Yeah, I reached over to stop her.
Okay.
Try to shut her up. It's going to be impossible.
Octopi have started using ocean trash as tools. They're grabbing cans and bottles to make stuff that's pretty cool. They're smart enough to build houses and camo with your garbage. So don't forget this warning as your refuse is discarded.
Please stop littering before the octopi start building elaborate mech suits and launching full-scale land assaults on our coastal cities. For heaven's sake, don't drop a gun, or society will soon be overrun.
I love that one.
How much more information, like informative, can the Media Virus podcast be? We've told you how to handle your spider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a warning against, arming the octopi.
Yeah, you don't.
All about the 8 legs.
This young lady intrigues me.
If you ever get the chance, check out some of her other TikToks. Like,
oh, I did. Oh no, I
where
follow
she
her.
explains them, and she's an interesting lady.
It's not playing.
I'm dying to visit Hump Tulips, Beaver Lick, Kentucky, Funtcuck, Bitchfield, Titty Ho, Titty Bong, Victoria, Shitterton, Crotch Crescent, Dildo, Hooker, Sluts Hole Lane, Butthole Road, Long Dong.
Yeah.
That deadpan look is just perfect.
Yeah, and the dead delivery. It's interesting.
Shitterton.
Shitterton.
Hey man, what you doing? I'm doing a Shitterton, man. I want to go to bingo.
Titty ho.
Oh, this. Such a good interview. We should get her.
Yeah, I like this one.
Whatever this is, it looks like it's gonna be funny to me.
22 seconds of it.
It says 22.
That's what I said.
Did you know that I shaved all my hair off like 3 weeks ago? And then by the sheer force of going like this, I was able to shit my pants. And then I put this wig on.
The guy sitting there he couldn't even keep a straight face.
Did you know that I shaved all my?
We can watch it again. That's fine.
Well, I do have more.
Okay.
So we've got this chick over here.
She looks familiar.
I don't remember any of these. Oh, okay.
This one's one of mine, I think.
Can you rap to this?
Fuck my whole fat life. Take 1,900 billion. Oh shit, here we go. Let's pour some resin up in here. E to the L to the E to the N to the A, Leona. I think I need to be a little ahead of a beat because it's a little bit of latency up in here. Yeah. I be so brand new, easy. You sees me take it easy. You're coming off too cheesy. Got your whole crew sounding greasy, fluffy. I'm stuffy. I'm slaying tracks like Buffy. Huffy and puffy, you know I got to keep it funky. Make sure your trunk is thumping and bumping and thumping. A literally on the project, keeping your rooms a jumping. A fee-fi for forming, a lyrical chop stumping. Your all poor bunions picking your butts like onions. You want beef? Well, there's a door. Your potatoes on the floor. You want beats? Well, I got more. Each one's more rich and poor. It's time to fly, do or die. Want more limits in the sky. Want more funk than James Brown. It's time to lay this here down. E to the L to the E to the N to the A, Leona.
So like
that was good.
Yeah,
I like that. Her flow. That was nice.
Is it racist to say that is the whitest shit I've ever seen without Stanley being here?
I don't know.
No.
I mean, I was surprised. I really didn't expect her to have flow like that.
That was good.
This guy looks like he teaches fucking 7th grade science.
I was
Look at
gonna
this
say like math or something. That's funny.
He looks like the fucking bad guy in a kids movie.
Yeah.
All right.
So as the little thingy goes around, here we go.
Stitch this with a fact so ridiculous you didn't believe it until you looked it up yourself.
All right, I'm going to fuck you up with this one. You ready? The reason why corn comes out whole in our turds, regardless of how well we chew it, is because it's GMO. And that means that on a molecular level, it's very similar to ours. So the enterocyte cells and the goblet cells that we have in our colon think it's damaged cells. So it starts rebuilding it. So the whole time that it's going through our intestinal tract, it has enough time to get rebuilt and it gets shit out whole. Enjoy.
What the fuck?
More information on the Media Virus podcast. That's the type of news you can use.
Right.
Bang.
Okay.
What about, is it all corn? What about popcorn? Because that's a different strain of corn. What if you ate? Oh, because just imagine, well, I know it doesn't actually happen, but just imagine you ate like popcorn, you chewed it up, and then as you poop, you make new popcorn.
You shit a whole ear of pop.
Or be like, pop, 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 pop.
Not for nothing, but it seems like we just solved world hunger.
Well,
Oh my God.
you'd know when you were done because there would be 2 seconds between the pops.
This cream corn is real buttery.
Oh,
All right,
God.
Are you corning?
Hi, it's World War III. Would you like to go on a date with me, but not in person because we could die of a respiratory infection? My pastime is watching the economy and the housing market crash while everything lights on fire, and narrowly escaping death due to anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers. Do you also enjoy watching the world burn? Time is an illusion, and gender is a construct, and my hair is rapidly turning gray. So sign up now if you want to hear all the best memes I found and get 50 TikToks that I liked that I saw at 3 in the morning. Okay, thanks. See you in here. Bye.
She is me. I am her.
So she's single, guys. You can hit her up. She seems like a wonderful. She knows that time is an illusion and gender is a construct. So
Okay, I want to talk about this time is illusion thing because Daylight savings happens during Pisces season. Pisces is all about illusions and fantasies. And the fact that daylight savings happens during that time proves that fucking time is bullshit and it isn't real and it is an illusion. Okay, my rant is done.
See, the thing about time is that it is very Earth centric, because our entire concept of time is how long it takes our Earth to go around the sun, or how long it takes our Earth to make a rotation, how many rotations it takes for it to go around the sun. And you remove this planetary, and honestly, the aging process is just the damage the gravitational pull does on our bodies over this time. So if you remove the human being from the Earth and put him in a space capsule, he will age at a much slower rate than this fucking mudball shithole planet. What's the next TikTok there? What?
We should do that to avoid getting wrinkles.
Our time, our concept of time actually even extends into space as a measure of distance, because the light year is a measure of distance based on our concept of time.
Right.
It's how far light can travel in an Earth year, and the distance that light can travel in an Earth year is what we call a light year.
Right. When our people were inhabiting Mars, a day was different.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That would be, and then use Mars years to make that measurement, and everything would have been entirely fucking different. And how would you be able to give directions to the guy who's headed over to Venus?
Yeah.
Well, Venus has always been uninhabitable, though. Venus has always been too close to the sun.
Sometimes
Mars
we travel into other dimensions too.
Well, we all got pushed into a different dimension in 2012. In 2012, the Mayan calendar was correct, and that's why I couldn't see beyond. What happened?
Shit, dude. I shit my pants, I think.
Gross. You don't have pants
Oh.
For me, it's all about her face. Because it starts off, we missed this part. The whole thing's pretty good, but it's all about her face at the end that really does it for me.
I just super daddied my pants.
What?
Shit, dude. I shit my pants, I think.
Gross. You don't have pants
Oh.
Ho 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 ho.
Like, oh my gosh, where did I shit? And then this is going to be our last one. I think this one's kind of awesome, so I figured we would leave everyone with this, because it's a happy little sentiment.
All right.
Let's do it.
What's up, motherfucker? I hope you have an amazing day full of sunshine and fucking nacho chips. Love you.
I love
There you
nacho
go.
chips and sunshine.
Both of those things are wonderful.
Hey,
Yes.
motherfucker. How can you not be all excited about a conversation that starts that way?
Happy Thanksgiving, dickheads.
Motherfucker.
And that's all we have in the TikTok corner.
All right, let's bring it on home there, Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight on the Media Virus podcast. On behalf of Juliet Everett and our fearless leader, Sir Matthew, I'm Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live here in Uncle Butch Studios, and we will see you back here next week on Wednesday evening, as we do every Wednesday evening. But right now, we are out of here.
Bye.